when. So I'll take here one switch, one router on stick method. Now our lab is here. This one, router on stick method.
The legacy method is same as like access portal, right?
So here
Or like
we'll
the
configure the IP address. So I'll show you on that also. In this lab only
yeah,
we discuss the same thing.
the legacy now when you explain for the access port or something like that, when we have a two different end users, then you have given like two VLANs for the backend for to get the data, right? Like something like two VLAN information, same as like legacy method, right?
Yes,
Or
same
is it
like
like
as
different?
access only.
Okay,
Definitely. But
yeah,
different is here we are using two physical ports. Here we are using only one physical port.
yeah,
In that
yeah.
physical port will sub
We are
interfaces
we
will
are giving
create.
some. No, no. I'm just getting confirmation between legacy and
Yeah.
access port, not the sub interface.
Okay, fine. Understood. And
Yeah,
whichever
yeah.
you are asking in between in this scenario you are asking about. I understood. Yeah. Like here we'll use same thing. Access are in different you are asking. Say yes, we are using here access port only.
Okay.
Understood.
Yeah,
Access
yeah,
port only. Here also same thing.
yeah.
Dot
Okay.
will use access same.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Here only we'll configure like physical IP addresses. We'll assign the default gateway, and this is a default gateway for this VLAN 20, and this is a default gateway for VLAN 10. So what is
VLAN 10.
default gateway
Yeah, yeah.
basically? What is the default
10.
gateway basically? Default
VLAN
gateway
10.
is a method. It is from exit or entry point of this LAN. Exit or entry point of different LANs.
Only
It
for
will
10.
be
Only for two different lines.
guide. Wait a
Yeah.
second. I'll
Yeah.
see, man. This is one LAN, and you can assume, and this one is a different LAN. So whenever we'll configure default gateway, this is a default gateway for this PC. We'll configure like this is the exit or entry point for him. This PC exit or entry point for a where different subnets. If I want to reach a different subnet, I want to go at a different location, or I want to move different subnet or different location or different resources. From source is different and destination is different. That time we'll configure default gateway. If you are not configuring the default gateway, you cannot pass through one network to another network. So required is we need a default gateway, that is DG. Default gateway is required.
Okay.
Great. Fine. So here I am taking one switch, and apart from that, we'll take some VLANs. We'll take three VLANs. And connected. These are the VLAN 10, and these are the two pieces are VLAN 20, and these are the VLAN 30. Now tell me how many sub interfaces we need out now. I have configured likewise VLAN 10, VLAN 20, and VLAN 30. So now you can assume how many sub interfaces required for this physical interface. Now you guess me. I'll use IP addresses and also till guess how many sub interfaces we need now for inter-VLAN routing.
Only one is fine, right?
Sub interfaces. Physical is one. Physical is
Okay.
one. Sub interfaces. How many VLANs are we have now here?
3 VLANs.
So that many sub interfaces we need. How many VLANs are we have? That many sub interfaces. 20 dot. This is a 10 PC, and it's a 20.20, and it's 30.10 because it's a 30 VLAN 30, and say 30.20 PC. And here I'll use for VLAN 10 S. Here I'll use for VLAN 10 I gateways, VLAN 10 gateways 192.168.10.1 and VLAN it's a VLAN 20 and gateways here 20 and one more VLAN 30 and gateways VLAN 192.168.30.1. Good. Now these are the IP addresses. We'll give the IP addresses to assign the statically from PCs also 192.168.10.10 quickly and default gateway where have configured here. We have a option. So 192.168.10.1 and same thing will configure. So for time save, I'll configure one PC only 10.20 192.168.10.1. I'll configure only for this PC 192.168.20.10 192.168.20.1. Now default gateways, make sure whichever VLAN you are assigning that will be you have to give. If you are giving different, it won't accept. You cannot reach for this PC 30 PC and 30.10. Statically we are giving, it will be take time. So that is the reason we have a option DHCP, dynamic host configuration protocol. It will be assigned dynamically. Later on we'll discuss these things. So it will be take time statically. It will be human errors also it will be happen. So we will use in real time in organization. Mostly they use DHCP concept, dynamic host configuration protocol. So I haven't configured till in switch. First I'll configure router. So here enable. First we make sure the router interfaces are down. Shutdown state. First we have to make it up with no shutdown command. Interface fast Ethernet 0/0 and use no shutdown command. And you can check it now. Show IP interface brief. Here we use only no shutdown command and we make it easy up. Done. Now move to create sub interfaces. No sub interfaces by default here. So we'll configure config T and interface and fast Ethernet 0/0 dot 10. It is for VLAN 10 and we have to use now. Here, if you are giving the IP address, it won't accept 192.168.10.1 and subnet mask 255.255.255.0. It is giving the error. What error? LAN subinterface is only allowed if that subinterface is already configured as a part of .1QR 108.10 or that is one what .108 means it's VLAN 10 assigned. We have to configure as a encapsulation method. In the two methods we have, one is .1Q, another one is ISL. We have a two methods. So ISL is a Cisco proprietary and .1Q is a open standard. You can see this IEEE standard. So Cisco also recommend us to use encapsulation method, that is .1Q. So how we'll make it? Just give the question mark. Here you'll find out. If you don't know anything, just give the question mark also. In real time, just move there. If you are getting in some error or command is not working, just give the question mark. Just shift place question mark, we have a option. Shift behind only, we have a option that. So encapsulation and give the question mark. So here by default in Cisco packet tracer also we have only one method. ISL is not visible, even though here showing here ISL, but here we have only one method, dot one queue only. Just use the dot one queue and hit enter. Oh, not incomplete. So we have to make it which VLAN for him. VLAN ID. Just give the VLAN ID 10 and give the question mark if native VLAN is there. So configure it, otherwise no issue. Just hit enter, then give the IP address. Now IP address is 192.168.10.1. That is a default gateway. 255.255.255.0 is the subnet mask for this default gateway, and hit enter. Now it is accepted. Earlier it was not accepted. Now it is accepted. Now see, here you can check. Now verify it. Show IP interface brief. So here you can check sub interface. I have configured the IP address also. Now you can check here. The port is by default up manually. We have configured. It is came up also. Manually we set. So now you can check show IP route. With this command, we'll check the routing table. So this is directly connected. So through which interface we are getting? Fast Ethernet 0/0.10. I'll explain very well in routing concept. Don't bother about it. So I'll explain in next step by step what is routing table, how it will be perform. Entire thing we'll discuss when we'll start the routing concept. It is very important routing concept. So now move to the config T. Again, we'll assign one more interface. Interface fast Ethernet 0/0.20. Now VLAN 20. We are assigning for him this. Hit enter and encapsulation dot one q and 20. And hit enter and IP address is 192.168.20.1 and subnet mask 255.255.0. And no shutdown not required. If you are using likewise also no issue. By default it is up only. And exit from here, one more interface fast Ethernet 0 by. So before the configuration, we'll check this interface. Before this interface, we'll check the communication is happen or not from VLAN 10 to VLAN 30 and VLAN 10 to VLAN 20. We configured. So here it's ping 192.168.10 dot. So one will try to ping our default gateway. No communication happen. If I try to reach the default gateway, no communication happen. We'll troubleshoot it. Meanwhile, we'll troubleshoot it. So what is the reason behind? I'll explain that also. So try to ping neighbor IP address 192.168.10.20. It's my neighbor PC. We can able to reach. And now try to ping 10.20.10. Can guess we can able to ping or not. The reason behind why we are not able to ping. Why we are not able to ping. If anyone will give the answer, I'll appreciate them. So how many VLANs we can use at a time? So with how many you need, that many VLANs you can use. So here we have a VLAN from 1 to 4094. This many VLANs we can use at a time. No issue on that. How many customers, how many end users, how many departments, that many departments you can use for that many VLANs. So anyone can guess why we are not able to ping from this to this? from neighbor from here to here. Why are not pinging? I try to ping a different PC now also. Now try to ping now 30.10. This also we are not able to ping. Simple man. Here you can check. Simple. The subnet is different. How we can able to ping? How we can able to ping? We haven't configured in switch also. Till they are in different subnets. Here you can check. This is a different subnet. This is a different subnet, and this one is a different subnet. And this one is a these are these different subnets, and these are the different subnets, and these are the different subnets. We are trying to communicate same subnet. Here you can check from neighbor PC. 20 here I'll try to ping same subnet PC 192.168.20.20. So 10 is same itself. I'll try to ping 192.168.20.20 for this PC. It should ping. It should ping. So if it is not pinging, we are not assigned IP address, right? We haven't assigned the IP address. How it will be pinged? So we'll assign, make sure 192.168 20.20, and so this is the troubleshooting methods. Some basic troubleshooting I am showing. So likewise only, not much more in troubleshooting methods. Just use some commands. So in the end users, just use IP config, which IP he got, and use this all command. There, if you are not using all command, you cannot get the MAC address table. If you are not using all command, I recommend you to in real time use all command. In real time also same command. We have IP config in PCs, Windows, IP config /all. So I recommend you to use this command and try. You will get the MAC address also. If you need MAC details, yes, we can able to get. So MAC binding also will do in real time. MAC binding is this MAC address will deny traffic to outsides. So MAC binding also will do. So that is the reason you have to use this command. If you are here, see not in range. If you are seeing the range is 169 range. If you are seeing 169 dot something IP address 250, 252 something. If you see here x dot x any IP address 1 dot something any IP address, that is a PIP IP address. So that is the major issue. So this is the troubleshooting command. Now move forward. We haven't assigned the configuration. The reason behind it, the different subnet. That is the reason we are not able to ping. One more thing, why we are not able to ping gateway? So we haven't created a path in between. So we have make sure we should have to create a path in between. How we'll create? We'll check that. So click on this switch. Now move to configuration. Enable. So this interface is trunk port. This interface, how I'll enable the trunk port, you can check. So config terminal interface fast Ethernet 0/1 is like switch port mode can give. Here it is not showing trunk allowed VLAN. Here it will be show like if we have encapsulation dot 1Q. Likewise, multi-layer it will be support that command. Here it is not supporting. So by default enabled dot 1Q. Here by default the dot 1Q is enabled. So no need to use this command. So earlier we used this command in switch. If in real time, if you are working, you make sure in L2 also you should have to use this command encapsulation dot 1Q. Switch port mode encapsulation dot 1Q. This kind of command, this type of command we have to use. So we'll go here, switch port mode trunk. Only one command sufficient for this command. Switch port mode trunk. Show interface trunk. This is a we can verify it. So with this command, we can verify the trunk ports, which whichever the ports are assigned in trunk port, we assign only one port, that is trunk port. Once we originate this some traffic, so here it will be show the VLANs also, how many load VLAN or something. Once we originate some traffic, or here you can check the interface down earlier because of TCP. So now we'll configured. Now we haven't configured assigned access ports. Now we'll assign the access ports also config. So here we'll use range command. Interface range. First Ethernet 0/1 is gone, and this is 0/2, and this is a 0/3 port. Okay, done. Interface range 0/2 to 3, two interfaces, and switch port mode is access. So earlier I have used here trunk. Switch port mode is trunk. Now the different is here I have used only access. Switch port mode access. The difference is that much only. And switch port access, and will give the whichever VLAN we are allowing them. So switch port VLAN 10. So here we got error. Access VLAN does not exist. So if that VLAN is not exist, we cannot able to create that VLAN. So that is the reason when I have seen here, so interface, that time it is showing only VLAN 1 only. By default VLAN 1 only available. That is the reason it is showing only one VLAN. So we haven't configured it. So now you can check. So for that we have to create VLAN. Before that VLAN 10 and give any name as a HR, and exit from here, and we'll give VLAN 20 and name something ACT account or something, or exit, and we'll give the name of VLAN 30. Here we'll create and name something MGT marketing or something. So you can check show VLAN brief. With this command we can check, and we haven't assigned any ports for him. For this VLANs we should have to assign the ports. So we assigned the port for only one VLAN. So earlier it haven't take, but even though once we configure the VLAN, it is automatically taken. So for these two VLANs we haven't assigned. Now you can check show interface trunk. So now you can check this many VLANs are allowed for this trunk port. So we'll configure these are the access ports first. Interface range. So this is fourth one port, first one 0/4 and 0/5, right? And this one is 6 and 7. Interface range fast Ethernet 0/4 to 5. Two interfaces, switch port, access, VLAN 20. It is not taken. And switch port mode is access, and exit from here, and one more interface fast range is 0/6 to 7. Sorry, FA fast Ethernet, and switch port access VLAN 30, and switch port mode access. Exit from here, directly exit, and show IP interface brief. Can check the ports are by default up. Switch interfaces we haven't assigned any IP addresses and all for this interface. Now you can check from here. So we have not assigned the interface of fast Ethernet. So we'll assign only two interfaces. Now check the inter-VLAN routing. So we'll ping from this PC to this PC. Everything we did, the ping is happen or not, we'll check first. Just hit enter. Now you can check. Now you can check here. I'll show you the traffic also, how the flow is happen from here to here. From PC3, VLAN 30. So you can check now broadcast is not happen. Now broadcast is not happen. This is a different VLAN. This is a different VLAN. Got it? So it is denied the traffic because it went here. So no path is there. So we have not configured in this sub interface. If you want to verify, you can verify it. Even though, but this switch have the VLAN 30, that is the reason. So they have not communication properly. The ping is gone. The ping request is gone. Now it is broadcasting. So that is TCP. I think this is the packets are different. Leave it now. Here you can check. These are the STP packets. Now leave it. Those are the STP packets. So we'll clear the MAC table. Again, I'll show you. Show MAC address table. So this many VLAN 10, 20 only we got because the switch originate traffic from him. So now I try to ping VLAN 20, we can able to ping, but VLAN 30 ping 192, 168, 30.10. Before that, I'll clear the MAC table. Clear MAC address table. Show MAC address table. No MAC address table is there. Before the hit, I'll on there. Now you can check. Close it. ICMP packets are originated. See, this is a still this is having the broadcast, not broadcasting because the switch have the MAC details. This is a virtual app. Once we clear the MAC address table, it will be gone, but here it is not gone. So our request also originated from second packet is moved to switch, and we have a router information. We configured trunk. So here it is denying because in this interface don't have that IP address. You can check here. It is denying the packet. It is denying the packet. Now you can check here. So up to layer 2 only. Layer 3 information is not there. Layer 3 information is not there. Only switch having that information. So source IP address, destination IP address. Is ICMP echo message type is 8, but request is not yet. They are not getting the request. So that is the reason. So once we'll configure, because in this router we haven't configured till it won't have that IP address. I have stopped. So IP interface brief. So here we don't have that IP address also, that interface also. That is the reasons the router is denying. So we'll configure config T interface fast Ethernet 0 by 0 and dot 30. Encapsulation method is dot 1Q, and we'll assign the IP address. So sorry, incomplete here. 30, and IP address is 192.168.30.1 and 255.255.255.0, and no shutdown not required, and exit from here. Show IP interface brief. Now originate the traffic. Now again clear. If clear also not clearing properly, even though I'll clear. First packet is gone to switch, and switch to router. So router to he have VLAN information and switch also having. That is the reason you can check this in this packet. It's a router, sorry, router originating some packet. Here you can check the source IP address, destination IP address. Now router also originated the traffic. Say L3. If we have routing information, then only it will be originate the traffic. Otherwise, it won't originate the traffic. So here you can check and properly way communication is originated. And the packets will be dropped. Now you can check the ping also we got. Yes, we got a ping request also. One ping will be originate with. Entire packets will become. So you can check here. We got a request also. One ping originated. Likewise, it will be flow will be happen. Now STP started. Now leave it. That is first packet is came. Even though we can able to ping also. Yes, we got a ping request also. If we are trying to 20, we haven't configured. Just configure it and check it. So if we have not configured this PCI IP address, if you configure, then only it will be happen. Otherwise, it won't happen. So meanwhile, we'll do here -T. So running ping is originated in between running ping. So by default, only 4 packets will be originate. But if you give the -T, it will be running will be ping will be happen. But in real time, you should have use in this -T at last. But packet tracer in between. In between ping -T and 192, whichever the prefix. And give the IP address now. Configure it. 192.168 30.20 and 192.168.30.1 IP address. Just close it. Now here you can check ARP -A. So we got a details of MAC table of only our gateway, not others interface gateway. Only we'll get the interface whichever the switch, PCs maintain ARP table, right? In that ARP we'll get up to our dynamic default gateways. Apart from that, we'll get our once we'll originate traffic from 192.168.30.20, we'll get whichever the LAN prefixes our inside LAN, those many will get same prefix, same. So here it's not showing. Leave it. So now continuous ping is are originated also. You can check from some packets are dropped, but you can check the continuous ping also originated. So by default in Cisco packet tracer, so many options are not work. So no issue, but the process is different. If you are understand anything, if you have any questions, the whichever router honestic method. In this router honestic method, if you have any questions, ask me. So the main difference in between router honestic method and this legacy method. In this legacy method, how many physical interfaces are there? That many physical IP addresses we should have to configure. That is that much different only. But this and that. The router honestic method. If you have any questions, ask me. Otherwise, we'll move next lab.